So now you know, a lot of people have already determined that they can't trust their union leadership to make conditions better for them. So it puts Alberta, and I think the rest of Canada is probably in the same boat at this point, as far as what do we do, where do we go from here? And I mean, that's where we've tried to answer the call, so to speak, in the IWW out west, is that we're focusing a lot of our organizing on shop floor organizing. That means that we are organizing from below, and we don't care if we get a legal contract. We'll get a contract either way, whether it's verbal or not, and we'll do so with the power of our labor. And that's it. That's the end of the story. So what a lot of IWW people end up doing is we have a lot of people as well in other unions. For example, the Postal Workers Union. And what we've done over the course of the past few years is we've organized within the union in order to create educationals, in order to really push for militancy on the shop floor to fight for better conditions. And we've seen fruit from that. We've seen consistent wildcats over the past year, over not this summer, but the past summer, in reference to the Modern Post, in reference to what is happening with the Canada Post out west, and also here too, out east, I should say. And so where that starts off is it's direct actions, whether it's shop floor actions where everybody stops working, they go into the boss's office and they make demands, and they don't leave until those demands are fucking met. And that's the end of the story, you know. That's it, you know. Whether that's a matter of you know, new people at the post being forced to work overtime when it's hazardous conditions outside and they're freezing and they say no, enough is enough, or whether it's a question of parking, or whether it's a question of just overall safety on the plant, and also the over mechanization of the Modern Post that will see to a longer workday and less jobs for the future, on top of the fact that they're attacking in a very capitalist frame. They are attacking the standard of living of people within that industry. And yes, we've made gains. We've made gains to the point now that you don't even need IWW people there. People are educated. They're using that methodology in order to fight back. We're seeing that happening now with the teachers as well. We've been working with teachers. We've been working in the restaurant industry, which is another focus of the IWW. Which is also very deregulated and not touched by the unions, because it's just not worth money to them. So why would they bother? But because of our structure and our due structure and everything, and because we don't really care, we want people to sign up, but we care more that people take the ideas and they use them in order to fight for a better system. We're trying to create the new system basically out of the old. We are trying to create the Workers' Council within the capitalist model today. It's basically direct democracy. It's committees that we're forming that we are getting to run democratically, that we're teaching skills to run democratically, so they bring new people in to keep it going to the point in which we no longer need management, and we no longer need any sort of hierarchical structure, that we can run horizontally. So yes, this is our goal. This is a huge part of what we've been doing. We in Edmonton have been, as I said, restaurant workers. One specific fight that we had not that long ago was with Martini's Bar and Grill in Edmonton. Unfortunately, we did not win there. We shut the place down instead, but we did not win. Out of that, we learned a lot of lessons, and we created a methodology on top of that in order to self-criticize and in order to structurally self-criticize and create surveys and to make ourselves more accountable to our membership, and to realize also that nobody's an advocacy group, and we should never be pushing as advocates for somebody. What we're doing is we're giving people tools in order for them to continue the fight and to build ourselves up and to build them up. And if you act as an advocate, if you act in that framework that people are so used to of having their business union or having the labor law come here and set up like this, then they never emancipate themselves out of the situation that they're in. They never take on the fight for themselves. So we're really trying to do away with a lot of that. You know, we use the labor law as a glass shield. We'll use it as much as we can when we can. But when it serves no purpose for us, we just say, fuck it, we throw it away. And that is basically our current goal in implementing that with people. We have other campaigns that I can't talk about on camera, unfortunately, that we're building up for the next year. But right now, restaurant workers is a huge part of what we're doing, as well as the student movement, which is actually partially why I'm here today too. And I'm going to touch on that right now, is that backtracking a bit, in about 10 years ago, in 2002, 2001, we started up Student Workers Action Group, SWAG, on the U of A campus, the University of Alberta.
SWAG?
Yes. And what the goal of that at the time was to build up solidarity campaigns around tuition and around working conditions within the campus. At the time, you know, it was still building, it was still in its infancy, it wasn't quite at the point that we wanted it to be at, and we used it a lot for student elections in the SU. And we were successful in that, but we found very quickly that the Students' Union could not give us the answers that we needed in order to push the fight further. Later on, because as some of you might know, teachers' assistants, it was made illegal in Alberta for research assistants and teachers' assistants on the university campus to organize in unions. We ran through SWAG an organizing drive. It was through SWAG and QP. At the time that happened, I believe that was around 2005.
QP is SCFP.
Yeah. And around 2005, when we did that, what ended up happening was, in the midst of our organizing drive, QP dropped the ball on us, and they did so officially because of some deal that one of the QP staff had with the Students Association, and that person actually was let go from QP. But unofficially, it was actually had more to do with the fact that the union found it more expensive to actually fight for the rights of teachers' assistants and research assistants to have a union than to just let it go. So they just let it go. And
just to be clear,
yes,
the teachers' assistants do not have the right to unionize in Alberta.
That's right. They do not. Sorry. Yeah.
Les assistants de cours, teachers assistants.
Assistants de recherche et d'enseignement.
They are not seen as part of
Non,
the
c'est pas comme
labor
les chargés de
force.
cours. C'est des étudiants qui ont des contrats qui sont employés par des professeurs pour corriger des examens, par exemple, ou faire des laboratoires de recherche.
Okay, because I think that was important.
Yeah, no, I think so too.